Respected, have you ever wondered why some people seem to carry a spark of vitality in their relationships, in their very presence, regardless of age? It's not luck, and it's not something that fades with time. It's the conscious choice to embrace intimacy, passion, and connection as a lifelong journey. Today, I want to take you on a journey, one that will redefine how you see yourself, your relationships, and the very essence of desire. This isn't just about sex. It's about life. It's about love. It's about feeling fully alive, no matter how many birthdays you've celebrated. I remember a story I once heard about a couple who had been married for over 40 years. Friends would often say, after all this time, don't you feel like the flame has died out? And yet, every evening they would sit together, laugh, and share intimate moments. Not out of obligation, but out of choice, out of a desire to connect. There's a magic in that. A magic that comes from understanding that a healthy sex life is deeply intertwined with emotional closeness, mutual respect, and the courage to keep discovering each other. Many people think that passion diminishes as age increases, that intimacy belongs only to youth. But the truth is far more beautiful. A healthy sex life at any age starts with a deep understanding of your body, your desires, and your partner's needs. It's about communication, honesty, and vulnerability. It's about saying, I see you, I value you, I desire you. And when that honesty is mutual, it transcends mere physicality. It becomes an expression of love, trust, and a profound emotional bond. I've spoken to countless people, some in their 20s, some in their 60s, even 70s, and they all share the same secret. It's not just about physical performance. It's about being fully present in each moment, celebrating your own body and your partner's, honoring the shared experience, and refusing to let society's expectations dictate how you experience pleasure. The body ages, yes, but the soul's capacity for intimacy, for connection, for joy is limitless. There's a story of a woman in her 60s who told me that she had never felt more confident in her sexuality than she did today. She laughed as she said, I used to think I had to look perfect, act a certain way, but now I realize the more I embrace myself, the imperfections, the wisdom, the scars, the more alive I feel, and the more my partner feels it too. That's the essence of a healthy sex life, embracing authenticity and letting go of fear and shame that often cloud desire. It's also about understanding that intimacy evolves. What worked at 20 might not work at 50, and that's okay. Growth, patience, and curiosity are the pillars of a fulfilling connection. Learning to explore, to communicate, and to savor the moments together becomes a lifelong art. The beauty is that every stage of life brings new ways to experience pleasure, new depths of emotional closeness, and a chance to rediscover yourself and your partner. As we continue, let's dive deeper into the heart of this journey. Many people underestimate the power of the mind in shaping a healthy sex life. Our thoughts, our beliefs, our insecurities, they can either build walls or open doors. I've met people in their 40s and 50s who carried decades of doubt about their desirability, their ability to please, or even their right to experience pleasure. And yet, the moment they chose to release those fears, to embrace themselves fully, everything changed. Desire is not a fleeting thing reserved for youth. It's a reflection of confidence, self-love, and emotional courage. Consider the story of a man in his late 50s who confided in me one evening. He had struggled with body image and performance anxiety for years. Yet he told me, the day I stopped trying to perform and started trying to feel, everything shifted. It's no longer about impressing anyone. It's about sharing a moment of connection that leaves us both smiling long after. That's the truth. When intimacy becomes about feeling, not impressing, the connection deepens in ways that are far more satisfying and sustainable than any superficial measure of youth or beauty. Another critical piece of this puzzle is communication. And I don't just mean talking about what you like in bed. I mean the kind of deep, fearless conversation that allows you to be seen without judgment. Ask the questions. Express the desires, share the fears, and listen, truly listen. There is nothing more intimate than being heard, than knowing that the person next to you values your experience as much as their own. It's in these moments, these tender exchanges, that passion ignites. Not just for the night, but for years to come. Physical health, of course, plays a role, but it's only part of the equation. Nourish your body, yes, but also nurture your mind and spirit. Exercise, eat well, rest, meditate. These are not just routines, they are acts of love toward yourself and your partner. When your body feels alive, your mind is clear, and your spirit is open, intimacy flows effortlessly. It becomes a celebration of life, not a checklist of obligations. I've witnessed couples who reinvent their connection at 60, 70, even 80. They discover new ways to touch, to laugh, to tease, to delight in each other. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes playful, sometimes deeply tender. But it's always intentional. The key is curiosity, the willingness to explore together, to adapt to change, and to embrace every chapter of your life with an open heart. The most profound lesson I've learned in this journey is that age does not limit passion. Fear, shame, and silence do. When you release those chains, you step into a life where intimacy and desire are not defined by numbers or societal expectations, but by presence, trust, and love. That is the foundation of a healthy sex life at any age, an art, a science, and a gift that keeps giving as long as you choose to honor it every single day. Now, let's talk about the emotional rhythm of intimacy, the heartbeat that often goes unnoticed in discussions about sex. A healthy sex life is not just physical, it is emotional, psychological, and spiritual. Every touch, every glance, every shared laugh builds an invisible tapestry of connection. And this connection, this understanding of each other's inner world, is what sustains desire long after the initial spark fades. It is not about intensity alone, it is about depth, consistency, and genuine care. I remember speaking with a woman in her 70s who had been widowed for several years. She feared intimacy would no longer be possible, that the opportunity to feel desired had passed. But when she allowed herself to open her heart again, even tentatively, she discovered joy she had never imagined. Desire, she realized, is not bound by age, it is awakened by presence, vulnerability, and the courage to feel alive again. That story is a reminder that intimacy is a journey, not a destination, and it is never too late to begin. Another essential aspect is the importance of playfulness. Too often we equate age with seriousness, forgetting that laughter, humor, and lightheartedness are powerful catalysts for closeness. Couples who can tease, joke, and play together often find that their intimacy deepens effortlessly. Desire is not only about attraction, it's about delight. The willingness to explore with curiosity, to experiment, and to find joy in each other's presence keeps passion alive. And let's not ignore the power of touch. Touch is primal. It communicates safety, trust, and love in ways words never can. A hand on a shoulder, a brush of fingers, a warm embrace, they all convey intimacy. When these gestures are intentional, repeated, and genuine, they strengthen the bond between partners. Touch becomes a language, one that speaks of care, respect, and desire, and this language grows richer with every passing year. I want you to imagine intimacy as a dance where both partners move in rhythm, sometimes slow, sometimes fast, sometimes improvising, but always together. It's not about perfection or timing, it's about listening to each other, responding, and celebrating the connection in the moment. A healthy sex life thrives in this rhythm, nurtured by patience, empathy, and emotional presence. And finally, we must embrace the idea that sexual identity and expression evolve. What excites us at 20 may change at 40 or 70. And this evolution is not a limitation, it's an invitation. An invitation to explore new dimensions of pleasure, new depths of emotional intimacy, and new ways to express love. A healthy sex life is about curiosity, reinvention, and the fearless acceptance of change. When couples embrace this philosophy, they unlock a world where passion and connection are not fleeting, they are lifelong companions. As we reach this final part of the journey, let's reflect on the true essence of a healthy sex life at any age. It is not defined by the frequency of encounters, the physical perfection of bodies, or the adherence to societal norms. It is defined by presence, intention, and a commitment to connection. It is the willingness to show up fully, to feel deeply, and to share openly. One of the most powerful lessons I've learned is that vulnerability is the gateway to passion. To truly connect with another person, to ignite desire, we must let go of fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of aging. When we dare to be seen with all our scars, our stories, and our imperfections, we invite intimacy into its most authentic form. It is in these moments of fearless honesty that love becomes transformative and passion becomes enduring. I recall a story of a couple in their 60s who had spent decades raising children, building careers, and navigating life's challenges. They had long neglected their intimate connection, believing that love and desire would naturally survive. But one day, they decided to make time for each other, to explore, to communicate, and to laugh together again. Slowly, tenderness returned, desire blossomed, and they discovered that their connection was more profound than ever. This is the gift of intention, the realization that intimacy flourishes when we prioritize it no matter our age. A healthy sex life is also rooted in self-love. To give fully to another, we must first honor ourselves, our bodies, our emotions, our desires. Self-love is not vanity, it is courage. It is saying to ourselves, I deserve joy, pleasure, and connection. And when we hold this belief, our partners respond, mirroring that respect and admiration back to us. This cycle of self-love and mutual appreciation becomes the foundation for enduring intimacy. And let us remember, passion is not a limited resource, it is renewable. It grows when nurtured by curiosity, laughter, touch, and honest communication. It evolves as we evolve. It deepens as we face life's challenges together, as we embrace vulnerability, and as we choose to celebrate connection every single day. There is no expiration date on desire, no age at which intimacy loses its power. There is only the willingness to embrace it fully, to honor it consciously, and to savor it with gratitude and joy. Ultimately, a healthy sex life at any age is a reflection of life itself. A life lived with presence, courage, and authenticity. It is about cherishing each moment, celebrating your body and your partner, and daring to feel deeply. It is about love that grows stronger with time, passion that deepens with intention, and intimacy that becomes a sacred space where hearts, minds, and bodies meet in harmony. So, my dear friends, as we close this journey together, remember this: a healthy sex life at any age is not about rules, performance, or perfection. It is about courage. The courage to love yourself fully, to embrace your desires without shame, and to show up authentically for the person you share your life with. It is about curiosity, the willingness to explore, to play, to laugh, and to evolve alongside your partner. And it is about presence, being fully in each moment, cherishing the connection, and celebrating intimacy as a gift, not a duty. No matter your age, your past, or the challenges you've faced, you have the power to experience deep, meaningful, and passionate intimacy. It begins with self-love, flourishes through vulnerability, and thrives in mutual respect and understanding. Desire is not a fleeting flame. It is a lifelong fire waiting to be nurtured with attention, intention, and care. So, take this moment to reflect. Look at your relationships, look at yourself, and ask, am I fully present? Am I courageous enough to love without fear? Am I willing to explore the depths of connection that life is offering me right now? Because when you say yes, when you embrace the journey with an open heart, you unlock a life of passion, intimacy, and joy that transcends age, time, and expectation. This is your invitation to celebrate your body, your heart, and your connection with others. To live fully, love deeply, and desire without boundaries. This is the true power of a healthy sex life at any age. It is not just an experience. It is a declaration that you are alive, you are worthy, and you are capable of extraordinary love every single day of your life.